Yes, I know I was supposed to be on hiatus, and indeed, I would like to get back to my hiatus once this is done. But a man was just killed, and I'd see CBS publishing stuff about it. I'd decide, you know what, screw it. Normally I ignore the news, but this is a big deal. Everyone at my college keeps talking about stuff like this. And what do I find? A bunch of people either celebrating it or saying, those Republicans don't care about lives anyways. They're like, that's impressed, saying sarcastically. So today, we shall discuss problems with political violence. And this is all violence. I will not single any political side out here because it doesn't matter. The problem stays still. Now, when people usually deflect for things like this, they mention violence not related to politics. For example, let's take a school shooting. Normally the argument here is that, they let people die in a shooting, but they start complaining when it comes to this. And here's why. See, what is the usual call when there's a school shooting? Gun control, right? Gun regulation. Here's the thing. This doesn't work. I'm not even joking. It doesn't. If you look at Australia, who did ban firearms, there's actually a very little difference between the usual trends of it going up and down before and after the gun ban. Furthermore, the UK actually had a surge after the gun ban, and so you end up in the same freaking place. So when someone says, I give thoughts and prayers, but I do not advocate for actions, because the actions people advocate for are this, aka this. There is no lives saved, at least in the calculations. Let's say one life is saved. Congratulations, you saved one life in a school shooting and sacrificed hundreds of others to get tortured because someone decided, let's keep those people alive and fail to consider the fact that these things are tools that can be used to defend people. Like any reasonable person. As a matter of fact, in Britain, they straight up keep track of all the guns the criminals have. They know they have them despite their being banned. It's not rocket science. Gun control doesn't work. In fact, when Republicans and other people on the right do propose things for non-political violence, it's usually stuff like police, increasing security. The more reasonable things that are guaranteed to freaking work. Because, little known fact, let's say you want to pull a Columbine again, right? Horrible thing, but let's say someone decides to go crazy and wants to do it again. Well, you need to get into a school, and you need to shoot it up. Here's the problem. If there's armed guards there, good luck getting 2 feet without getting shot. And if there's other security measures, good luck getting through the place as quickly as necessary before the police arrive and snuff you out. Plain and simply, these are better options, but it makes our schools look like prisons. Well, freaking welcome. It's either that or look like fish in a barrel. I got my preference, and it's not the fish in a barrel. But that's that problem. Let's look at it when it is political. See, political violence is a problem because it opens up a lot of things people really don't want to go to. See, political violence naturally has a few results. Rebellions, assassinations, and of course, revolts and civil war. See, here's why I don't like this whole situation, and why I would suggest everyone on the left who's celebrating restrain themselves heavily. The right has its limits. 2 people in Tim Walz's estate flipped and sided with the Republicans in 1 vote. They are later found dead. Charle Kirk was just assassinated. Yeah. Combine that with recent deaths as a result of judicial misconduct and consistent judicial hampering of presidential initiatives, and guess what? The right is at the end of its freaking rope. The left is making our lives miserable in terms of policy. Whether you like it or not, that's not a good thing for us. And it definitely wears on our patience. I'm not even a standard right-winger. Freak, my beliefs are far more extreme than anyone in that freaking Congress. But I don't want to end up killed because my ideas happen to hurt someone's feelings. Our current president was assassinated, or attempted assassinations, had 2 on him. 2 in one campaign. Imagine if that was a Democrat. Imagine if it was Harris and it actually succeeded. Well, guess what? That opens the floodgates for a lot of blood to be spilled against Republicans. Simultaneously, Trump gets killed. You think the Democrats are safe from one of the highest gun-owning peoples in this country? In terms of percentage. You think you're gonna escape unscathed? No, we're gonna go to Mexico's level and start a government based on assassination. In fact, this is similar to Weimar Germany, because I guarantee you what's gonna happen is people get killed. Then paramilitaries form. You're gonna see the Boogaloo Boys or other militias start arming and defending specific political candidates. Then these groups are going to fight. Afterwards, do you know what's going to happen? Political violence becomes a mainstay. And so we end up like Weimar. Everyone is trying to kill each other to see who gets to win the next election. I guarantee you who wins will not be the kind ones. No, it'll be the ones who most lean into the political violence. In other words, extremists and authoritarians. The Marxists. The fascists. The absolute monarchists. Those are the people who are going to come out on top, not the moderates. No. The moderates are going to be freaking purged, most likely, especially in a state of current political polarization, which we are undergoing. You are not going to survive this. You do not want this. I don't want it because it wastes human capital. But you don't want it because likely, especially if you're on the left, you're going to be the one paying with your life. The left is not known for being kind to its own, and in this environment, even more so, the Congress are going to straight up murder the Social Democrats like they did every other time. And if you think the liberals are safe, no, they are not. See, there's a difference here and here. With this up here, policy. You can look into it, increase security, better law enforcement, better training, initiate new security measures. Similar things have happened before. In fact, Duquesne University, the school I'm currently attending, actually had a school shooting in 2006. No one knows about it, but the reason why people feel like it's so safe and people are impressed with it is because after the shooting, they took a lot more precautions. They made things safer. When it's something like this, there are 1,001 different ways to solve it without violating the literal constitution that founds our country. Most non-political violence is the same way. You could help decrease poverty, increase law enforcement, do a number of things to help reduce gang violence. But this genie does not get back in the bottle once it's out. Why? Because guess what? When stuff like this becomes acceptable, death is going to become a mainstay. And from that, retaliation. And so, you're going to get a cycle. Let's say that, hypothetically, Kirk dies and so a leftist influencer is killed as revenge. Okay, the left's going to want revenge, so they're probably going to kill someone else on the right. And the right's going to do the same, and so on and so on and so on. And what do we get? A worthless bloodbath. Now, I'm opposed to this. Not because I don't think the right will win. Freak would probably crush the left and torch every single city. But here's the thing. it may be a victory, but it'll be a hollow one. More than that, it introduces a very real risk that it's not going to be moderate populists like MAGA. It's not going to be moderate establishments like old Turtlehead. It's going to be the extremists. It's going to be the white supremacists that take the lead. Or the feudal, insane people. In other words, it's not going to be Trump. It's not going to be Musk. It's going to be the insane people who want everyone dead. No one wins here. I don't want this. And I hope you don't want it, because let's just say I have no problem scorching the freaking earth to ensure stability in this country. I don't think many people on the right have a problem with that either. They'll defend their family, sure. Even the libertarians will do their best to defend their local areas. But when it comes to aggressive stances, the right is not known for just saying, yeah, let's be kind to these people who betrayed us. No. Scorched earth is a very real risk. Cities might be razed. Frankly, I wouldn't object if it's a revolt by the left. Then again, my position on the Civil War was that we should have torched the South for their treason, even though I have Southern ancestry. So, generally I'm not someone who you should generally support leading suppression of a rebellion, because it's not usually friendly. But hey, there is a simple solution. Stop freaking killing each other. Is that so freaking hard? Seriously, that's all you need to do. Do that, we're all good. I may not like what you have to say, but I will fight to the death your right to say it. So maybe show a bit more respect, and we'll do the same. Deal? Deal. Oh, and if anyone argues for censorship, screw them. They do not matter. And I don't mean that in the sense of, they don't have a voice. They absolutely do. I mean, they are quite literally irrelevant. They are not worthy of giving any attention, and they should just let fade into nothingness. Anyways, this is more just a rant because I'm just annoyed. Have a good one.